I was helping my wife for Shabbos. I was listening to the radio, and Rabbi Granofsky is the Shiva of, it's called Orach Chaim Shiva. Said an interesting thing. You know that now is Kabbalah Torah time. Kabbalah Torah, we accept the Torah. So he said, if you want to be Makabel the Torah, you have to have a Kli Royal Kabel. You have to be a vessel that's fitting to accept the Torah. He said a cute thing. He said, he mentioned the famous story by Elisha. It was the wife of Yahu, a Navi. Yahu Navi was supporting the Nevi'im of Hashem. When Achav the Melech wanted to kill him, and they were hiding in a cave, and he brought him food, and he took care of them. And he dies. And it was a tremendous debt. And the debtors were going to take her two sons and sell them to slavery. And she comes to Elisha, and she says to Elisha, tells him the story. So Elisha says, what do you have in the house? She says, I have a little bit of oil. She says, bring me all the kelim you have in the house, and borrow kelim from your neighbors. She bought a lot of kelim. And she did that, and Elisha took the oil and he started pouring into every keli, filled them up, till he ran out of place to bring the oil. And she had enough money to live and pay the debts, etc. So the idea that I heard from him basically was, as a Navi, what do you need the kelim for? Produce what you need. You don't have kelim, you don't produce. So he says, if there's no keli, he has no place to go. Comes to Limud Torah, comes to Kabbalah Torah. It has to be a Kli Royal Kabbalah. It has to be a Kli that's Royal Kabbalah. It has to be, that Kli has to be there. And we're the Kli. And you heard from me many times that we're not not only celebrating an event that took place 3,500 years ago. We're celebrating Kabbalah Torah. Every Shavuos is a Kabbalah Torah. Each one of us can be Kabbalah Torah. But we have to make ourselves the Kli Royal Kabbalah. And a lot of ideas in that. Derech Eretz Kabbalah Torah, that idea. But I was thinking, what's nogay to us a lot is, what did Klal Yisrael say for Kabbalah Torah? Magic words, Nasa v'nishma. Nasa v'nishma. And if you think about it, what Nasa v'nishma is, it's hachno, it's batlus. Then translate. Hachno is a subjugation, submission. See, it's batlus. You learn about bittul haget. It's batlus. I'm a battle myself. He's only Rebbeinu Shalom. Nasa v'nishma. Whatever you say, Rebbeinu Shalom. Nasa, I'll do whatever you say. I don't understand it, I'll learn it, but whatever you say. Totally zbatless. That's the key to Kabbalah Torah. And those of us who are not ready for that step, that he's in charge, and everything. It's only him, and I'm nothing. I'm zero. I have to do it. We'll never get there. And it's a certain. I hear Rabbi Lieber just spoke to somebody. It's a certain gaiva that people have, that you're not ready for that. You're not ready to do that. And I'm just thinking, I don't get up for davening. Why don't you get up? It's hard to get up for that. There's no Nasa v'nishma. I'm not ready to invite myself. My sleep is more important than Rebbeinu Shalom. That's all. My sleep is more important. And there's a guy who doesn't go to sleep at night at the right time because I can't go to sleep early. So that is battles. It means I have to mevatel myself to Rebbeinu Shalom. He knows I'm supposed to be here. Why aren't you doing it? And there's guys who don't wear tzitzis and don't do certain. Why aren't you doing it? Well, it's not so comfortable. So no, whatever your stupid excuses. You're not ready to misbattle yourself. And that's really, if you want to be Kabbalah Torah, Nasa v'nishma is the trick. And each one of us has to think about, exactly 1 week from tonight. Remember, tonight we're going to count 42. You can say that because it's early. Count 42 means you have 1 week exactly till the 49th day, and the night after 49 days is ready Shavuos. Are you ready to misbattle yourself to say, Rebbeinu Shalom, you're in charge. I'm ready to do what I have to do. And we're not going to. It doesn't mean we're going to change overnight. We're not going to become the tzaddik we want to be overnight. But at least I want to say to myself and to Rebbeinu Shalom that I'm trying. I'm going to move in that direction. It's going to be real. It's not a game. A fascinating medrash, beginning of the parasha. Medrash Rabbah, in the beginning of this Tanchum, it's Medrash Tanchum really. And it says, Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe b'midbar Sinai. And he brings a pasuk in Yirmiyahu. I'll read you the pasuk, and I brought the translation because it's not an easy pasuk to understand. It says, Ador Yitchem ro devar Hashem Amidbar Ha'isil Yisrael Yimeretz b'Faleya Madu Amar Ami Redanu V'lo Novo Ir Eilecha. The translation, I'll read it to you, the translation from the Art School translation. O generation, the people he's speaking to right before the Korban Beis Hamikdash, contemplate the words of Hashem. What does he say? Have I been a wilderness to Israel, or a land of deep darkness? Why have my people said, we separate ourselves from you, we no longer come to you? The Medrash goes on to explain it. Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael, Al Shamartem LeMoshe. What did you say to Moshe? Lama Lisem Mitzrayim Lamis B'Midbar. Why did you take us? They said that the Klal Yisrael said to Moshe, why did you take us out of Mitzrayim to die in the Midbar? So the Medrash goes on and says, V'chim Midbar. How you say this? Were they really in the Midbar? Right? V'chim Midbar Sis Lechem. And he says, B'noi Sheba'olam. What really should be is a Melech Basar V'Dam, a flesh and blood king, goes into the desert. Shiatz the Midbar. Shema Motzi Hu Sham Shalva. Will he find any kind of pleasure there? Right? Kishem Shaya Motzi B'Paltma, he finds in his palace. Oh, Achilo, Shtir, is anything to eat or drink if he doesn't bring it. V'atem, and you, Klal Yisrael, Ha'isim Avodim, the Mitzrayim, you were Avodim in Mitzrayim, V'otzeisi Yeschem, and I took you out. V'achilu es Amon, in the Midrash, I was saying this to them, I gave you the mon, I showed you datum lo yidunu yosem. You never knew about the mon, and nobody in history ever heard about the mon before that. After that, b'schus Aaron ikafti eschem bani hakavod. In Aaron's schus, I gave you anani hakavod, which controlled the temperature. It was never too hot. It was never too cold. It never rained on him. Ani hakavod. Vaya makalif neyemes and the choshim. The ani hakavod would destroy the snakes and the krovim and the scorpions. V'sasrafim, the srafim. Vesasloyim would knock on the rocks. If you went into the valleys, it would straighten it out, it would flatten it out. Would be hills. Would bring it down. Make it straight. So Madua Ramu Radna. So why do you say we went down? We're following ourselves in the pasuk, right? What is going down? Right, Lashon Mishan. Right, Roda, and so what's the Lashon? The Medrash goes on. What's Lashon Roda? It's pas chamod. So you take out the bread from the oven. Take out the oven from the oven. It's finished. The bread is finished. You can't put it back in the oven anymore. So he said, we're finished with Hashem. He doesn't want us anymore. He doesn't want us anymore. What's Yirmiyah trying to do? What is Yirmiyah trying to do with this? He's saying, look what Hashem did for you in the Midbar. Look how much He cares about you. He did everything for you. You want to leave Him? The obvious kasha is we're over 1,000 years later. 1,000 years ago, we're in the Midbar. Now they're in the end of the Bayis Rishon. The Hashem is ready to destroy the Beis Hamikdash, and they're saying we can't come back to Hashem. He doesn't want us back. So you're saying, well, he loved you when you were in the Midbar. So you should say, well, He doesn't love us anymore. But He doesn't say that, and the people didn't even say that to Him. In other words, remember saying Hashem really, really loves Klal Yisrael. Hashem loves Klal Yisrael. He loved them in the Midbar. He loves you now today, 1,000 years later. And He's trying to convince him, don't worry about it. You can come back to Him. You can do tshuva. And it's true about us also. Sometimes we feel so disconnected. Where is Hashem? Who is He? What is He? Hashem loves us. And part of our chinuch has to be, our chinuch to ourselves has to be to realize, just like He loved Klal Yisrael when they went out of Mitzrayim, He loves each one of us today. Right now, we're 3,000 years later, 3,500 years later, He still loves us, and we feel we can't do it. He loves you. He wants you. He wants to be part of it. You can't run away from Him. He's there for you. So we talked about being misbadli Hashem to Hashem, but realize that the Rebbeinu Shalom loves you so much. Why don't you want to come back to Him? Why don't you try? Why don't you get there? So now we come to Erev Shavuos. Part of it should be Rebbeinu Shalom. I'm going to try my best. I know I didn't make it. I know I missed it. But You love me, so You're going to help me get to where I'm supposed to get to. I'm sure You're going to help me. And most of us say, we're never going to get this. It's too hard. I have all these dumb excuses. We have to realize in our minds that Rebbeinu Shalom loves us so much. He wants us to do well. He wants us to connect to Him. We have no real excuse. They say the name of the Baal Shem Tov that Hashem loves the biggest Russia more than a parent loves his only child. So Hashem loves us, and part of our inspiration has to be that He loves me today, no matter what I did, no matter where I messed up, right? And He'll help me get where I'm supposed to get to. Now, there's a counting that we do in the parasha. It says, "Yisladu al mishpachos al beis avos mispar shemos." It says he divides it by family according to the fathers and counted the names. The Ramban says, "Ki kasher tzivo sam Moshe came mipnei Hakadosh Baruch Hu." So Hashem, Moshe is telling the people what to do. The entire Eda got together. Kulam al Pesach Oel Moed, in front of the Oel Moed that was just built, right? Right, we're talking about the beginning of Iyar, and it was built and finished in Siva, in Nisan. Chutz Miyah Erev Rav. He says the Erev Rav weren't invited to this, and they were nikarim that where they were. V'idei kol Eda ish shiklo v'amar lifnei Moshe. And they see him on the plane, even though they went in front of Moshe, and they see him, and they said, I'm so and so, the son of so and so, and from this mishpacha, right? I'm Shevet Reuven, I'm Shevet Shimon, wherever I am. And then later on, the Ramban writes, he says, I want you to count the system of Moshe. I want you to count each one of them with kavod and with gudul and giving right the right. V'lo tiyeh asher omer the Rosh Mishpacha. He didn't say he didn't tell Moshe go to the heads of the family for the count, right? He wants you to go to every family and count yourself. Think about this. There's a lot of people, 600,000 people, men, and Moshe Rabbeinu has to go around to each count everybody. Moshe Rabbeinu had other things to do. You know, he was the chief Rosh Hashiva in the Midbar. He was teaching Torah all the time, and the Ramban saying that Hashem tells him go around. You have to give cover to them. Give cover to the Klal Yisrael. Give cover to them. You go ask each family who they are, the numbers. And it's another thing. It's just another sign of how the Rebbeinu Shalom connects to us. In other words, first of all, the Hashem didn't need a census. He could do the census himself. But he told Moshe Rabbeinu to count, and he didn't tell him to count in a way that was very superficial. Go to each family, show them that each person counts. Each person is a number. I don't want to just big numbers. I want each person to realize they're part of the numbers. So it's another step on how much Hashem loves. The first Medrash, we saw that Hashem loves us no matter what we do, and Hashem shows us His love. You know, it's on the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos. Chaviv on Yisrael that Hashem loves us, but it's more chaviv. I think it's this week's paragraph, right? It's more chaviv that He lets us know that He loves us. Hashem loves us a lot, but He wants us to know that He loves us. That's part of what we are. That's what we should think about. One other thing I wanted to discuss in the parsha that's no get to this. It's a Medrash Rabbah. It says Vayasu b'nei Yisrael k'chol asher tzivos Hashem es Moshe kenosu. You know, in the middle of the parsha, Hashem divides the Klal Yisrael to around the Mishkan, and Levi surrounds the Mishkan closely, and Yehuda, everybody has a position around the Mishkan, and everybody went where they're supposed to go. So Medrash says. He's telling you, don't come so close. El B'nai Levi can come close, right? Right. So Alona Ani Masirin, Shirachaku Yisrael Atzmon Min Mishkan. I'm telling the scroll to remove themselves. Kadesh Lo Yi Ketzav. There'll be, if they come too close, there'll be a Ketzav. There'll be like a plague. Shena Ruin Liskarv, right? Chadu Chsiv Lo Yi Ketzav Ali Des Yisrael. Aval Leviim Hem Yishmeru. Okay, and that's what it says there, but Leviim. And Yasu Yisrael Kishol Shetziva, right? Sheichriku Atzmon Min Hamishkan V'nos Lo Leviim L'Hanas Misavim. In other words, it seems in the beginning everybody wanted to get close to the Mishkan. The Mishkan's where Hashem is. Everybody wants to get close, but Moshe Rabbeinu comes along and says, "Okay, I can't do it this way. It has to be a system." And the Eitz Yosef, the version of Mishnah, says, "Osu b'leiv sholem." They did it with a full heart. An interesting story. They wanted to connect to the Mishkan. They wanted to be close, and they were getting close. And then Moshe Rabbeinu says, "This is not what Hashem wants. Hashem wants you to divide it in a certain way." And they did it b'leiv shalom. You think to yourself, why was Levi given the rights to be close to everybody else not? Obviously, it was an ego. It was an ego. Nice ego. And Klal Yisrael didn't pass the Egel test. Whatever they did wrong, that's a different shmooze. I'm not going to go to that. Whatever they did wrong, they didn't pass the Egel test. And Klal Yisrael, Hashem says, because of that, you can't become as close to the Levim. You know, in this parasha we talk about the Levim being appointed instead of the Bechor. We're supposed to have a Bechor, we're supposed to be a Levi. But now, in other words, at the same time that you know that Hashem will punish you because you deserved it, you still, the Eitz Chaim says, you still do it b'leiv shalom b'simcha, right? Because Hashem told you to do it. In other words, it's not a stira. There's a thing called din. Hashem does it. There's daina emes. A thing called, once in a while Hashem has to make din, right? There's a din. You don't deserve to be as close to the Mishkan as you thought you should be. But you know what? And you say, Rabbi Hashem, you're right. We messed up, so we don't deserve it. But now I'm gonna. But it doesn't mean I'm not gonna be affected by that. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do and love you. I'm gonna love you back the same way. Because you see that Rabbi Shalom loves us, but our job is to connect to Him and love Him back. In other words, accept it. Okay, we couldn't get where we're supposed to be. We want to be closer, but accept where we're supposed to be. Now I always say that, isn't it funny that the year starts with the Yom HaNorayim and it ends with Shavuos? And I say it should be the opposite. Start with Kabbalah Satorah, and you see with how the Chazal and the Rishonim speak about Yom HaNorayim and build up to the Yom HaNorayim. We don't do it that way. We do the opposite way. And I think it's pushed. Why? Start with Yom HaNorayim, with Yom Kippur. We can make a real change in our lives. Yom Kippur is a time for real change. You can start, turn the page. I'm not the person I used to be. Turn the page. Once I turn the page, then I'm ready to start learning the Torah. And if I start learning the Torah, and I start working on it, and I start struggling with it, and I start becoming the person who the Torah wants me to become, then I'll be ready to Kabbalah the Torah. Kabbalah the Torah, it's not magic. It's not a magic trick. Kabbalah the Torah means we have to be, as I said before, the Kli Harei L'Kabel. I have to make myself the Kli Harei L'Kabel. The Kli Harei L'Kabel, it's work. It takes work. And part of our job the whole year was to connect to the Torah in a certain way. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, and whether we like it or not, 8 days from now will be Zman Kabbalah Torah. So I got to be ready, and it's something we should think about in the following days. In the following days, how can I prepare myself for Kabbalah Torah? What can I do a little more? Put myself, the sphere is, that's what sphere is really about. Sphere is preparation for Kabbalah Torah. What can I do? What can I do a little more? How can I learn a little bit better? And it's not, and nobody's going. I'm not telling anybody here you got to learn 19 hours a day and just sweat and I'm not saying that. But you know what? Try to come a little bit more on time. Try to open the Gemara a little bit faster. Try to learn for 5 more minutes than you did before. Try not to take 14 breaks. Maybe take 13 breaks. Whatever we can do, little things, small things, but show ourselves and show Rebbeinu Shalom. Rebbeinu Shalom, I want to really try to get to it. I want to leave this year with being Mekabel the Torah. I want a real Kabbalah Torah. And the Arizal said, and other people say it, that the Shavuos night has a koach. That if we put in Shavuos night and we learn it the proper way, it's like a preparation for the whole year of learning. It's like a Yom Adin for Limud Torah. So it's not going to happen, Shavuos night will learn, but it's not magic. I wish it was magic. I wish it was a pill for you to take and it'll work. It's no pill. The pill is only to sit and open the Gemara and go over it many times until you understand it. We discussed this. The people, Rabbi Lewis discussed the frustration people feel. Learning is not easy. Learning is not easy, and I've been learning for many more years, and I'm still frustrated. I still see things I don't understand, and things that are hard. And the trick is, it's hard, but I'm not going to give up. It's hard, but I'm going to put myself. I'm going to try it. In other words, if the Rebbeinu Shalom gave it to me, and He loves me, don't forget that's what we started. The Rebbeinu Shalom loves me. He's mechabed me. He cares about me. He wants me to do well. But I have to be ready to do it. I have to be Nasa Benishma to say, Rebbeinu Shalom, if you want it, I'm ready. I'm going to try. I'm misbattle myself. I'm going to say, Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm here for you. You're in charge. I'm ready to do what you need from me. I'm ready to do what you want. And as long as we hold back and we're saying, well, this is too much, that's too much, I don't know if I have to do this, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Nasa Benishma. Nasa Benishma. We have to say, I'm here, I'm ready to do what you want me to do. And the truth is, He only wants us to do what we can do. He doesn't want us to do more than we can do. But how many of us can say that I'm really doing what I could do? How many of us can say I really put in the time and the effort? You know, Amelis, he spoke today about Amelis. We'll close with that idea. The concept of Amelis. I mentioned the Chet, it's a famous word, but I heard it from Richard Chet many years ago. He said in the finish Masechta, Hey Mamelim, they work, they don't get, they toil and don't get schar. And we toil and we get schar. So the kasha is, what do you mean? The guy who built the table was paid for the table. The guy who built the stand, the guy who built this camera got paid for the camera. So what do you mean they don't come with schar? They get schar for the product. If you make a camera that doesn't work, you're not going to get paid. If you make a table that doesn't stand up straight, you're not going to get paid. We get paid for the effort. Hashem says, I don't care if you figured out Pshat. I don't care if you really understood it. Did you put in the effort? Did you try? We get schar for the amelus, for the toil. It doesn't say anything about the product. The product is irrelevant. Our job is to find the emes, to find the Pshat. But there's no, we get schar for the amelus. And if we put in the effort, that's what it's all about. And the Mitzvah Hashem will here, as we go, as we progress, we'll understand more and more. And the truth is, what the guy saying to me today, he says, when I came, I thought I knew something. Now I learn more. I know nothing, which is also true. You know, as the more you learn, you realize my better understanding today shows me how little much I understand. And I always say, which is obvious, you spend a week in a Taisus, 2 weeks in a Taisus, and you can translate, you can understand the steps, and you even say the lumdus. All you're doing is scratching the surface, a little scratch of the surface. And Mirza Shem, you learn Taisus, another time you go a little bit deeper. Most of us in our lifetime won't get to the ultimate depth of a Taisus. We won't get there. But you know what? That's not our job. Our job is, let's go to the surface. Let's understand a little better. Amels. You know, we're running out of time. Whoever's going to leave or not leave, the summer's coming, and the shoe has a break, and we'll see what we're going to do. We don't know what to. Nobody knows what's going to be tomorrow with this whole thing. Baruch Hashem, the shul's open today, whatever that means exactly. Baruch Hashem. Little by little, we're getting back to normal. So Baruch Hashem. So the time is leaving. If we're not mekabel the Torah, the time mekabel the Torah, you have to ask yourself, what did I accomplish this year? And Amir Hashem, if you really try, and you put in the effort, and you direct yourself, believe it or not, you'll get there. And nobody's going to be a Talmud Chacham overnight. It doesn't happen like that. And if you want to be a Talmud Chacham overnight, get a good night's sleep, it doesn't happen. But if you put in the effort, step by step, every day, you'll be a little bit better. And I always tell guys, they say, what did I accomplish? So anybody who learned can say, I remember what I was last year, and I where I am this year. So even though I didn't see the growth, there must be growth. There must have been growth, because I'm better than I was last year. Right, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm better. That's what it's all about. Shem should give us the chizuk and should help us and take our hand and show us how much He loves us, but we have to show how much we love Him. It has to be a two-way street. And we have to say, Granofsky, you're in charge. I'm ready to do what you want me to do, and you'll help me because you love me.